Well, lack of affordable housing has long been one of California's most pressing issues, but supporters behind an effort to formally enshrine housing as a basic human right in the state constitution hope that doing so could lead to significant change. 17's Capitol correspondent Eytan Wallace joins us now with a look at the proposal and how voters could have a final say.
Well, supporters say as it pertains to housing, this proposal will lead to affordability and, importantly, accountability. Peggy Pleasant spends much of her time reflecting in gratitude, grateful that she's no longer unhoused after living 4 years in a tent along LA's Skid Row.
Nobody should be on the streets. We need housing.
Housing, she says, is the key that turned her life around. But until California sees more affordable units statewide, she's concerned people living on the streets where she once lived will not get the help they need.
I was lucky, I was blessed, but how many people don't? I believe that there doesn't have to be a 71-year-old woman living on the streets because she has nowhere to go.
That's why she says she came to the state capitol to join this group as they urge support for ACA 10.
Housing is a human right. Fight, fight, fight.
A proposed constitutional amendment that would need final approval from voters during the 2024 election. ACA 10 would enshrine housing as a fundamental human right in the state constitution. Assemblymember Matt Haney is leading the effort.
Ultimately, every single person should be able to access housing.
That, he says, in a nutshell, is what the proposal is all about. But he also makes clear what it's not about.
It doesn't guarantee that the government will provide for free to every single Californian housing. That's not what we're saying here.
But as for what it will do, Haney argues it will hold government accountable to ensure the state builds more affordable housing.
Over 150,000 people living on the streets, more people living without homes in California than any other state in the country. This is a crisis, and the status quo approach that doesn't recognize this as a fundamental human right is not going to get us there.
It's an idea that has been proposed in the past. Then Assembly members Rob Bonta and Autumn Burke authored separate proposals that ultimately failed. Burke's proposal called on the state to provide housing for at-risk families, but Governor Newsom vetoed it, calling it a laudable goal but ultimately too expensive. Pleasant hopes for a different outcome this time.
I believe this bill could make a difference. Housing is a human right. But housing is also necessary for you to keep your sanity and your hope.
And the proposal needs at least 2/3 approval from the state legislature to qualify for the 2024 ballot. Reporting at the state capitol, Eytan Wallace, 17 News.
And that is the subject of tonight's 17 interactive feedback survey. And the question we've been posing to you: would you support a bill to enshrine housing as a fundamental human right in California's Constitution? Here's the way the numbers break down this half hour. 21% of you agree with that notion, but 79% disagree. You can still weigh in. Just call or text us at 888-4617. Press 1 if you would support a bill that would enshrine housing as a fundamental human right in the state constitution, and 2 if not. And we will have final results from tonight's survey posted on our website, kget.com.